podcast, and I am your guide, Marcus Murray, and I want to welcome you out. We are going to be going through something extremely exciting today. Is it possible that you are greater than you think? Is that possible? Many people spend all of their lives living in a place where they never feel as though they've achieved success. They never feel that they've hit the mark, and they basically live a life of mediocrity and regret. And usually that happens as a result of just not really understanding who you are. Have you ever wondered, sat and thought, why is it that this person or that person seems so much more successful than me? Why is it that we may have gone to high school together, but they've been able to achieve a level of success that I haven't been able to achieve? I would submit to you, just possibly by the time we get to the end of this podcast, you are going to understand that more likely than not, you are greater than you think. What's interesting is I remember a point when I was in high school and I was going through, I hated high school, by the way. I felt like in high school, I was an alien and I just didn't feel like I needed to be there. And I thought personally that these kids are the worst. I thought it was just terrible. It's like you saw the worst of humanity in high school. Like you saw a lot of selfishness and a lot of just bad behavior. It's just like, I'm not sure if you remember what high school was like, but any bad, rude, terrible, obnoxious, atrocious, demeaning, demoralizing, anything that a high schooler can come up with to say, that's where they use it all in high school. It's usually in the cafeteria and on the playground. It's just like cold and heartless. Fortunately, there are options now that were not available when I was in high school. When I went to high school, you had no choice. You had to endure the suffering, right? But what's interesting is now there's a concept called homeschooling, and you're able to now educate your children from home with some of the best colleges and universities, even that are getting involved in it. And I want to do a shout out to Liberty University Online Academy. That Liberty University Online Academy is a K through 12 homeschooling alternative for parents. And it is absolutely amazing where your children are actually able to learn. So, if you're a small business owner and you've got children, it's a wonderful thing because you're able to have your children at your workplace with you, and they're in school at the same time with live instructors. And it's just a spectacular thing. I had the privilege of going to a graduation at Liberty, and I was amazed to find out that they have over 100,000 online students. It was just crazy. It was the most amazing thing. So, I'm going to encourage you, if you've thought about a high school alternative, to take a look at Liberty University Online Academy. But today, what we're talking about are outliers. There are people that, for whatever reason, have been gifted with extraordinary success. And it is highly likely that you, my friend, may be one of those people. In the book that we're talking about today by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers, this book is probably a must read on so many different levels. Malcolm Gladwell has a way of presenting information in a very clear and concise manner that actually shows you where you are. And each person that reads the book, it will resonate with you that you just may be better than you thought. One of the key features that Malcolm Gladwell talks about in this book is the concept of the outlier. There are these people that they now, when you look in retrospect and you start to look at the progress and the success that different people have had, they're now looking at them in clusters, groupings, and they're paying attention to these clusters of people that have been able to achieve extraordinary success. I would submit to you that you are a part of a generation of people that have been able to obtain supernatural, if you will, phenomenal, mind altering success. But you must recognize your place in that tranche of people. So, when we start looking at those of us that are 44 and beyond, recognizing that there are more years behind us than ahead of us, that is when we begin to realize maybe there is a little more to life than what I've been paying attention to. So, this is why in this transformation journey, we oppose doom scrolling, we oppose social media intoxication, we oppose just distracted oblivion, where you just allow your mind to be a garbage can and we just binge watch episode upon episode of useless. No, there is no time to waste. If you are over the age of 50, it's a wrap. You have already used up your binge watching time. There is no more binge watching for you. Sorry. And actually, even as it relates to movies, you have to carefully determine which movies you're going to watch because it takes you out of the game for X number of hours. When I say the game of life. So, in the book, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he talks about these individuals that are born in categories together and they've been able to achieve supernatural success. And I wanted to point a few of the categories out to you just to give you an idea. So let's take a look at mega church pastors. Um, and tell me, do you find this interesting that Joel Osteen um, was born in 1963 and he pastors one of the largest churches in America? Creflo Dollar was born in 1962. He pastors one of the largest churches in America. Jensen Franklin was born in 1962. He pastors one of the largest churches. Gary Dickow, born in 1964, pastors one of the largest churches. Rick Warren, born in 1954, pastors one of the largest churches. Andy Stanley, born in 1958, pastors one of the largest churches. T.D. Jakes, born in 1957, pastored one of the largest churches. I need you to get the correlation here. It looks like people born in those years, if we were to take a look at them, that would be 1962, I'm sorry, 1954 to 1954 to 1963. That would cover all of those people. So 1954 to 1963, that 10-year block is like a window of extraordinary pastors coming out of that window, which means if you are in ministry and you were born in that window, instead of thinking this is the best that we'll ever do or we won't grow any larger than this, how about recognizing you could possibly as well be an outlier? These people that for some reason it's almost like they step onto the magic carpet, but it starts in our minds. It doesn't start with our actions, it starts in our minds. Do you believe that you are meant to achieve something greater than you've ever done? So if you are in ministry right now and you're born in those years, why not accept the fact that you more likely than not were called to a level of greatness far beyond what you can imagine right now? Let's take a look at the tech titans. There is Mark Benioff, born in 1964, the founder and chairman, the CEO of Salesforce. There is Satya Nadella, born in 1967, the chairman and CEO of Microsoft. There is Sundar Pichai, born in 1972, who's the CEO of Alphabet and Google. Sheryl Sandberg, born in 1969, the former COO of Meta. Reed Hastings, born in 1960, the co founder and executive chair of Netflix. Jeff Bezos, born in 1964, the founder and executive chairman of Amazon. Tim Cook, born in 1960, the former CEO of Apple. Lisa Su, the president, she was born in 1969, the president and CEO of AMD. Why is this important? If we take a look at this listing, these people were born from 1960, I'm sorry, 1959 all the way up to 1972. So another 10 plus year tranche of individuals that were able to achieve extraordinary greatness in the tech sector. When you start even looking at the Bill Gates of the world and all of those individuals that were in his time frame, as you read the book, The Outliers, you begin to see how they all of their lives actually intersected at a particular point in time. When I looked at the ministers, for example, there are groupings of ministers that came out of Rhema Bible College, that this group, it's like a 9-year sector. All of them were burst into mega pastoring, extremely successful pastors. And then there's a group that came out of ORU, Oral Roberts University, that all at one time achieved extraordinary success in various areas. There are times students that all came out of the same class at MIT or U of M or Michigan State. All of them, like a whole grouping of them, achieve supernatural success all at once. Well, instead of us looking for reasons why we cannot succeed, let's find our identity in groups or tranches of individuals that we're connected to that have been able to achieve supernatural success and greatness. If we focus on that, the likelihood of us achieving supernatural greatness is enhanced and increased because we expand our belief. What if you are an outlier? I was on recently in a conversation with a gentleman that I interviewed here. He was a former baseball player with the Marlins. He's from Venezuela, and he was a part of a tranche of individuals that were recruited to come to America from Venezuela. And in the tranche of individuals of which he was a part, he went to the Marlins, but another great man who came to the Tigers that we all know is Miguel Cabrera. And what I explained to him, I said, Jesus, the reason that you and I have been friends for over a decade, almost 2 decades, I said, the reason is not because of something that I thought I could receive from you, but because of the recognition of who you are. You, my friend, are an outlier. And I would say that to you, if you're listening or watching, you may be an outlier. And if you are, just because you're 68 or 73 or 79 or 81, it's not over. You are just getting started, because the start of the journey to success, it does not begin until we realize two things: who we are and where we're going. Only when we realize who we are can we actually navigate to where we're going. Those two revelations are critical to true, long lasting, significant, profound, impactful change and transformation. Remember, your transformation, it's not even for you, it's for a generation to come. So, what we're doing now, it is not for us, it's for the next generation and the generations to come. I believe that if we spend our time and we seriously ponder and we seriously consider why we're here and possibly embrace that you just might be an outlier, there's something more for you to contribute. It's not over. So just because you have the nice car, just because you might have the fancy house, just because you have the ability to vacation when you want, are you possibly underplaying your hand? Have you actually folded too soon? I actually want to challenge the whole concept of retirement because why is it that we're taking the best players and telling them, based on the time of their life, it's now time for you to go sit on the sidelines? I refute that concept. I believe that is the biggest crock of nonsense ever uttered. Why would you take the most talented, the most gifted, the most knowledgeable, the most experienced, the most loyal and committed people and tell them, you need to go have a seat over there? Well, one of the fallacies that has happened, that concept of sitting people down because they've reached a certain age, that has actually led to a completely different problem. And the problem that I would say it's led to the parking of greatness. And it's led to the fact that in America right now, it's very difficult to even find quality service. Why? Because some person with a bright idea felt that if you weren't 36, 24, 36, if you weren't the perfect Coca Cola bottle shaped person, you couldn't even be a waitress anymore. Really? I would submit to you that body shape and size has zero to do with quality service. I would submit that it makes more sense and it's more enjoyable for me and my family. When LaDonna and I go to a dinner at a restaurant, we're not looking at the appearance of the person as much as we're looking at the quality of the service. Is this person actually serving us with care and love? Do they love their job? And are they committed to providing a great experience? So, unfortunately, we've made a mistake of putting people in park way too soon. And I'm going to challenge you, if you're here, get off of the bench, get up and get back in the game. It is not time for you to retire. 75, 65, 75, or 85 has zero to do with when you're done. You're done when you decide you're done. Because what I found about park is something funny. Even if you keep a parked car in the garage for too long, the car begins to fall apart. Why are we parking? Who said it's time to park? Where in the Bible do you read about people that put it in park? I haven't seen those stories. Now, I want to challenge you with another tranche of extraordinary people. These are automotive CEOs. So if you're in the automotive industry and you recognize these people and you're in this age category, it's possible that you need to get back in the game too because there's more for you. Mary Barra, born in 1961, is the chair and CEO of General Motors. Jim Farley, born in 1962, is the CEO of Ford Motor Company. Carlos Tavares, born in 1958, is the former CEO of Stellantis. And Elon Musk, he's the baby in the bunch. He was born in 1971, and he's the CEO of Tesla. So just maybe if you were born in 1971, you need to get up and get back in the game, period. There is greatness in you. You are a part of a group. You guys were under the same star. And I believe when God was pouring out the anointing on all of these gifted and talented people, some of the oil splashed on others that are born and that were sitting there in the tranche of those years. I believe some of the oil is on you, but there is no way to realize greatness until we get up and get back in the game. Identify your purpose, which we talked about in recapping. It is connected to a problem that you've experienced, pain that you endured, passion that you have as a result, the perseveration or constant talking and thinking about it that is now going to cause you to engage others so that you, my friend, can achieve your purpose. I believe in you, and I want to congratulate you on joining me in this 365-day journey of transformation. 52 weeks goes by really fast when you're living on purpose. With that being said, I want to remind you that we've got work to be done, and let's go and seize the day. Take care for now. I'll see you on the next episode.